NFL Network special report, high stakes in Titletown. The Mecole Hardman. Question under the bright lights of the NFC North battlefield, where every snap matters and every mistake echoes through the season. The Green Bay Packers find themselves on the brink of a roster decision that could shock their fan base. They're chasing glory, driven by the confident arm of Jordan Love and a supporting cast brimming with youthful talent. But in Titletown, the smallest misstep can turn opportunity into exile. This past offseason, the Packers brought in a proven winner, three-time Super Bowl champion Mecole Hardman. With Kansas City, Hardman was more than just a receiver. He was a spark plug, a big play threat with the jewelry to prove it. His signing was supposed to inject championship pedigree into a team hungry for a return to football's biggest stage. But reality hit fast. In his Green Bay preseason debut, Hardman coughed up a punt return in a moment that spoke volumes in the most unforgiving language of all: opportunity lost. In a receiver room already stacked with Romeo Doubs, Christian Watson, Jayden Reed, Dontayvion Wicks, Matthew Golden and Savion Williams, not to mention Malik Heath, Hardman's margin for error is thinner than Lambeau ice in January. While injuries to the core may grant him a temporary lifeline, the long-term math doesn't favor him. Eventually the squeeze is coming, and when it does, the Packers may be forced to cut ties with a player they signed just months ago. For Hardman, every practice rep, every return, every route run is now a fight for his NFL life. This isn't just a roster battle, it's a test of whether a champion can reinvent himself before the clock runs out. The question now isn't just whether Mecole Hardman will make the roster, it's whether this is the last chapter of his Green Bay story before it ever truly begins. What's your call, Packers fans? Should Hardman stay or go? Join the conversation and follow this channel for more breaking updates from the heart of the NFL season. Under the sweltering haze of training camp, the Packers' wide receiver core has been battered, bruised, and stripped nearly bare. 5 of their most trusted pass catchers are missing in action, shadows on the sideline instead of streaks down the field. In this fragile moment, Green Bay has reached into its past, pulling a familiar figure back into the fold. Kawaan Baker, a name that once echoed faintly in the halls of Lambeau, now called again to steady the ship. Fresh from the Raiders' grasp, Baker arrives like a ghost returning to unfinished business. Official word has yet to be etched in ink, but signs point to the inevitable. Cornerback Isaiah Dunn, sidelined with a stubborn knee injury, was quietly moved aside to make room. Baker, drafted in 2021 by the New Orleans Saints, has danced on the periphery of the league. 2 games played, 27 snaps on special teams, and countless hours on practice squads scattered across the map. His path has been one of patience, persistence, and unshakable readiness. This is not his first Green Bay chapter. The Packers once knew his speed, 4.45 seconds over 40 yards, and the sure hands honed at South Alabama, where he gathered 128 catches, 1,029 yards, and 16 touchdowns. At 6 feet tall, he cuts a frame both sleek and dangerous, a player who has tasted the edge of greatness and now finds himself with another chance to seize it. And this chance comes when the Packers need him most. Christian Watson remains trapped on the physically unable to perform list, still healing from the ACL that stole his previous season. Dontayvion Wicks is slowed by a calf strain. Jayden Reed has vanished from the lineup with a lingering foot injury. Romeo Doubs left after a violent collision in practice, and rookie Savion Williams has been haunted by nagging setbacks. What remains is a skeleton crew. Matthew Golden, the rookie sensation, alongside Malik Heath, Mecole Hardman, Cornelius Johnson, Will Shepherd, Isaiah Neyor, and Julian Hicks, fighting to keep the air game alive. Coach Matt LaFleur has spoken with measured concern, acknowledging that while no single injury has sunk them, the sheer weight of absence presses hard. With joint practices against the Colts looming, every healthy body becomes precious. every catch in camp a chance to shift the tide. For Baker, this is more than a return. It is an audition for relevance, a final act to prove he belongs in the narrative that will unfold this season. If you followed the twists and turns of this unfolding drama, you already know how quickly the tides can change in the NFL. So if you want to be here when the next chapter drops, when the story turns, when the underdog rises, or when fate delivers its cruelest punch, make sure you stay close. Hit that like button, not just because it helps, but because it lets us know you're part of this ride. Subscribe so you don't miss the moment when the sparks catch fire. And leave a comment, not just any comment, but the kind that fuels conversation, speculation, and debate. Together we can keep the story alive, one strategic word at a time. Updated Packers 53-man roster projection, key standouts and roster battles following second preseason game. The Green Bay Packers secured a 23-19 victory over the Indianapolis Colts in their second preseason game, despite having 29 players sidelined, either due to injury or because the team chose not to play its starters. With just 8 days remaining before the cutdown date, we take a closer look at the updated 53-man roster projection as the Packers prepare for their final preseason game against the Seattle Seahawks next Saturday. Quarterbacks 2. In: Jordan Love, Malik Willis. Out: Sean Clifford, Taylor Elgersma. Taylor Elgersma had substantial playing time against the Colts, showcasing both his raw talent and areas for improvement as a quarterback. The competition for the practice squad quarterback spot between Elgersma and Clifford remains tight, but neither is expected to secure a place on the active roster for the season opener. Running backs 3. In: Josh Jacobs, Emmanuel Wilson, Chris Brooks. Out: Amar Johnson, Israel Abanikanda, Tyrion Davis-Price. IR DFR: Marshawn Lloyd. Marshawn Lloyd unfortunately suffered a hamstring injury on Saturday, which will sideline him for some time. ESPN has reported that the injury may keep him out for the regular season opener and possibly beyond. As such, it is likely he will begin the season on IR with a designation for return after 4 weeks. Amar Johnson as a developmental player and Israel Abanikanda as an elevation candidate are ideal practice squad pieces. The Jatus is wide receivers 6. In: Jaden Reed, Romeo Doubs, Dontavian Wicks, Matthew Golden, Savion Williams, McCole Hardman. Out: Malik Heath, Julian Hicks, Cornelius Johnson, Will Shepard, Isaiah Nayor, Kawan Baker. PUP: Christian Watson. McCole Hardman and Malik Heath delivered stronger performances against the Colts, but the battle for the 6th wide receiver spot remains open. It is also possible that the Packers may choose to keep only 5 receivers, supplementing the position with practice squad players as needed. Tight ends 3. In: Tucker Kraft, Luke Musgrave, John Fitzpatrick. Out: Ben Sims, Messiah Swinson, Johnny Lumpkin. John Fitzpatrick has secured a spot on the roster, impressing both as an offensive contributor and one of the team's top special teams players. In Bartizi, offensive line 9. Into Rashid Walker, Aaron Banks, Elton Jenkins, Sean Ryan, Zach Tom, Jordan Morgan, Anthony Belton, Donovan Jennings, Jacob Monk. Out: Kadeem Telfort, Lecitus Smith, Trey Hill, Tyler Cooper, Brant Banks, J.J. Lipper. PUP: John Williams. Injured reserve: Travis Glover. With Travis Glover out for the season, the Packers are expected to carry 9 offensive linemen instead of 10. There are 7 confirmed locks for the roster, with the final 2 spots likely going to Donovan Jennings and Jacob Monk. Both players have struggled during the preseason, so Kadeem Telfort may still have a chance to compete for one of those spots. Defensive tackles 6. In: Kenny Clark, Devontae Wyatt, Carl Brooks, Warren Brinson, Nazir Stackhouse, Colby Wooden. Out, James Esther, Keith Randolph Jr. Nazir Stackhouse has stood out in the preseason, earning praise from defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley for his run-stopping ability. He has continued his strong play against the Colts and appears set to make the team as an undrafted rookie. Colby Wooden has also shown improvement and could make the roster, creating a real possibility for the Packers to carry 6 interior defensive linemen. Boone, edges, 6. In, Rashan Gary, Lucas Van Ness, Kingsley Enagbare, Barron Sorrell, Brenton Cox Jr., Aaron Mosby. Pup, Colin Oliver. Out, Deslin Alexandra Collin. Oliver has yet to practice, making it likely he will start the season on the PUP list. This opens the door for Aaron Mosby, who has consistently made plays and ended last season on the active roster. The severity of Barron Sorrell's injury remains unclear, and he could potentially be placed on IR. Erdree, linebackers, 4. In, Ejerin Cooper, Key Walker, Isaiah McDuffie, Tyron Hopper. Out, Isaiah Simmons, Christian Welch, Jamin Dumas Johnson, Jared Bartlett. While Isaiah Simmons and Christian Welch may have a chance to make the team due to their special teams contributions, Welch could be a candidate for the practice squad. This allows the Packers to keep just 4 off-ball linebackers on the active roster. Cornerbacks, 6 in. Cassian Nixon, Nate Hobbs, Carrington Valentine, Bo Melton, Kalen King, Corey Ballantyne. Out, Micah Robinson, Kamal Haddon, Jonathan Baldwin, Isaiah Dunn, Tyron Herring, Garnett Hollis. Bo Melton appears to be a lock as the 4th best cornerback on the roster. There are still questions about how many cornerbacks will make the roster, 4, 5, or 6. In this projection, Corey Ballantyne makes the team due to his role on special teams, but 7th-round rookie Micah Robinson could still earn a spot. Safeties, 5. In, Xavier McKinney, Evan Williams, Javon Bullard, Zane Anderson, Ketan Oladapo, DFR. Omar Brown, Zane Anderson's injury is not expected to be long-term, but Omar Brown, who has had an excellent camp, suffered a lung injury during the Colts game and may be sidelined for a while. The rest of the safety group remains solid and is expected to make the team. The Bersan, special teamers, 3. In, Brandon McManus, Daniel Whelan, Matthew Orzek. Out, Mark McNamee. The Packers have retained all 3 of their special teamers, re-signing McManus and Whelan. Mark McNamee, a part of the International Pathway Program, will likely be placed on the practice squad with a roster exemption. And Bean, what do you think of the Packers' updated 53-man roster projection? Are there any surprises or players you believe should make the team? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to stay updated with all the latest news from the Packers.